In fact, honestly, I have three difficulties in attending this event. One, it's very early in the morning. Those who know me very well knows that I'm more active in the evening. Second is that, well, there are so many prominent speakers in this event in front of me, so including World Master Architect, Mr. Vincent, and Director of Planning, President of Hong Kong Institute of Planner, who said that the waterfront should not be planned. And third, this is most difficult, is that, well, having been involved in the harborfront work for 12 years, and I'm only allowed 10 minutes to talk about harborfront, and I am only allowed not to have more than 10 slides, so I even skip my title page introducing myself. So we'll start with a harborfront vision that the Harborfront Commission and its predecessor, Harborfront Enhancement Committee, have been working on since 2004, when a few of us, including, well, Nick Brook, Paul Zimmerman, Peter, have been passionately working on this vision, saying that it is our vision to enhance the Victoria Harbour and its harbourfront area to become an attractive, vibrant, accessible, and sustainable world-class asset, a harbour for the people, and a harbour of life. So we start with working on planning principle and guideline, a unique set for Hong Kong, stating there are 8 harbour planning principles, like preserving the harbour, stakeholder engagement. Well, in fact, we are pioneer in advocating a bottom-up approach for harbourfront planning. Well, we stand for sustainable development, integrated planning, proactive harbourfront enhancement, vibrant harbour, accessible harbour, and a harbour for public enjoyment. Now, we have been working on mega harbourfront planning, and in fact, the Victoria Harbour, there are 3 areas of, well, lots of harbourfront land remain to be developed, right? High-tech development, which this is the 6 years that I'm working as a chair of the high-tech task force, initiating a lot of events. 40-hectare West Kowloon Cultural District. Beng, you are playing a very important part in activating this part of the waterfront by having the Civic Center. And the 20-hectare new central harbourfront in the central area. Now, we have been trying very hard to link the 73 kilometers of harbourfront into places that people can enjoy. It's not an easy task. A lot of areas are occupied by other things, like utilities, like cargo handling, like flyover, highway, a lot of other things that prohibit people from approaching the harbour. So we are like doing a jigsaw puzzle, you know. When a piece is ready, we work on it. So by doing small things, we are actually seeing some result. And of course, the area outside is one of a very memorable and nice waterfront area that you can see being enjoyed by many people. So for the past year, we have been working on a lot of experimental projects. I think it's good to use the word experiment, because Hong Kong never succeed when we have great plans because people will just talk over it and talk and talk and talk for a few years, and then once you start to implement it, and people will object and talk again, right? So big plans are for talking. I think what we have been succeeding is that, well, we have experimental projects. We're doing small things at a time, right? We're connecting the harborfront bit by bit. We do temporary park that allow dogs, because it's temporary, so no one will object, right? And we have a West Kowloon promenade that was started in 2005, and that architect just do handprint, just do use environmental wood that were used out at other places, put you know, those cargo box there, like this one. And the LCSD didn't give a lot of objection because it's only temporary, right? So we say that this is only temporary, it would last for 3 years. So when the West Kowloon Cultural District is built, it will go away. But the West Kowloon Cultural District was delayed for years, and then this is now at its 11 years of temporary promenade. Right? So a lot of temporary things that we are experimenting on, breaking rules, looking at new possibilities, and the purpose is to bring people to the waterfront as soon as possible. And only if you bring people to the waterfront and then they have a feel and experience on that, and then they can ask for things. And then they can think about what they actually need. And so I think this experiment actually help on, well, having people to experience, to discuss, to talk about, to envision further improvement of the waterfront. I have to talk about this one. This is something that is entirely out of expectation, and no one has ever planned for it. And thanks to Leon Lai. And thanks to the Fire Service Department, who does not allow the licensing of that cover, right, which was not in accordance with the fire service requirement. And all of a sudden, the curtain was removed the second day. The concert continued, but there is an inner core and an outer core, right? The Noi Wai and the Oi Wai, right? So suddenly, during that week, a lot of people who even do not have a ticket for that concert come to the harborfront and activate the entire harborfront. And you see people sitting at the staircases, enjoying picnic near the pier, right? And all of a sudden, why spend 20 years working on thinking about design and things? So there are actually things, an experiment or even accident that happen that brings lots of people to the harborfront, and that is really inspiring. So I think, well, if Leon got the license and the concert venue, the inner core is enclosed, right? Only you've got a ticket can go into the inner core to have the concert. The entire waterfront would not be as vibrant as it is. And I think this is a lesson that people have learned, that a lot of people come to the waterfront if you have something really interesting, if they can enjoy, if they can do anything they like, right? And they have this experiment done. And these people who have come to enjoy the waterfront, they will have expectation. They will have further vision about how to bring our waterfront into an active area. Now, when Winnie asked me, what is one thing that you would like to take away from the waterfront? I think, as hinted by Eunice earlier, I would say the railing, right? The railing is a barrier that connects people to water, right? As the title of this forum rightly says, how do you connect people to water, right? I think when we talk about waterfront, we may have missed what is in the water, right? Can we have activity in the water that is actually connected to the waterfront? When people on the shore buy things in the water, sit on the step, having a barge, right? A bar or cafe on the water or on the land, and people can enjoy the sea. Landing steps, which Paul Zimmerman has been fighting very hard, right? And so, can we take away the railing, at least for part of our waterfront? And I'll give more time for the discussion later. Thank you very much.